I'm Danielle Buoncristiani, and I know many of you, and I'm a portrait photographer and I love family. So it's been a while since I talked a little bit about my history, so I thought I'd show you a little slideshow. And that's me as a little girl, and my nickname was Donnie, just that Cindy brought up a moment ago. And my family raised Japanese Akitas, and so I was training at a very early age. So I love working with dogs. My first camera was my mom's Minolta, and I started in high school in the darkroom working on the yearbook. And this is an old picture, but it was one of my cousins. It was one of my first portraits of a child. And this is her grown up. Now she has 2 boys, but you know, just how funny it goes full circle. And I worked at the San Francisco Zoo. I wanted to go to UC Davis, so I worked at the zoo for 6 years. That's Wretched the Raccoon. And when I got into Davis, I started working at the Sacramento Zoo, the education department. And that's Sue the elephant.
Oh, wow.
And that's Brutus the giraffe. So it was really cool. I went to Montana backpacking, studying wildlife. And that was a great experience as well. But after I graduated, I came here to Marin County, and I started as activities director at a local private school, Marin Primary and Middle School. And they didn't have a yearbook, so I started their yearbook and I got back into the darkroom. So I got to work with kids. I went to school at night and got my teaching credential and was a 4th grade and 1st grade teacher. And I married my best friend 25 years ago. When I left teaching, it was to have my own kids, and I started the studio. So the studio's been around for 21 years. And I think that being a teacher and loving animals, it all works really well with doing portraits, and I love family, so I love getting to know folks. These are my kids and husband this past year. They're big. And these are some of the current clients. It's really been going well, and I love my business. So if you ever know of anyone who wants portraits, please think of me. And that sort of gives you a little glimpse of myself. Well, I also wanted to show, we had sort of talked about client stories, that these people I have been photographing now for, gosh, 10, 15 years. And the young lady in the right-hand corner is this little girl on the right. When she was little, she was 5 when I first met her. And now look at her. This is last week. So cute. She's so cute. And now look how pretty she is. High school seniors is such a big milestone, especially now. She's so excited. And I just think it's so important to capture these moments. And I feel blessed that I find so many families that I can work with. One thing I love, let me just pause this for one quick second, is that everyone deserves family portraits. And I want to help everyone each step of the way, because sometimes it seems a little bit overwhelming. This family here, I photographed at their ranch in Nicosia. So I start off with an initial conversation to hear about the family. So these guys joke all the time. They're cracking up the entire photo session. I do a consultation. We talk about clothing, location, style ideas. And people send me pictures of their wall with a piece of paper so I can show them what size would look good on their walls. And we focused on this young man getting his master's. And we looked at all the ways to showcase the portraits. And that's showcasing the portraits, canvas wrap, framed portraits, metal prints, albums. And we do everything for the client. So when it's done, they can just go and hang it up on their wall. And my tagline, I would love to be your photographer for life, is because I would. A lot of times I start off at the very beginning when they're young to they're older. This family was a little bit older, but they were just as much fun and enjoyed every moment. Many of you guys know that my husband left real estate and joined me in working, and he's been doing my framing for me. Again, this is for convenience. We just want to take one more thing off everybody's to-do list because people are really, really busy. And anyone who knows Dave, he's meticulous and he's so good at the fine details. Everything's framed beautifully. By being able to do each of these steps for my clients, I try to make it as easy as possible. That's how I'm a boutique portrait studio, and I hold their hand the whole way. Whatever I can do to make things easier is what I want to do. And then you can see them as a family. These guys were just great. This is this past year, but it's framed and ready to go. One young lady that I've worked with recently is a high school senior, and this is her testimonial about our work last week. They let me know they had a fantastic time taking photos, which I really appreciate, and that I was very professional, fun, and accommodating to all their needs. And they thought that I had the whole time worked with a clear vision in mind and helped guide them through the whole process, just like I was saying with my last video. Choosing outfits, locations, what to do. I wore a mask the entire time following COVID details. And they had so much fun with the experience. And that's part of the joy of what I do. It's not only the portraits, it's also the joy that families feel in doing this. And it was great. This young lady looks like she could be a model. I did have her model. Many of you know, Tucker is my assistant, my dog, and he recently went through a little surgery, but he's back to work. And I just thought I'd show really quick so everyone can see that Tucker looks much better now, you guys. I just love this gal. She's so cute. So I put her in. So she really enjoyed working with Tucker. And as you know, Tucker gives kisses. And then he had spa day, and you can't even tell the little guy had surgery.
Wow.
It's so much fun to be able to work and do these great portraits and also have my dog right next to me helping me the whole way when we're at the studio. So I think having your dog join you in photos is really important. So invite your furry family. So most of my clients bring their furry family. And so my past of raising dogs and training, I've had 3 Australian Shepherds, helps me with my photo sessions. And so I am a very lucky woman. So I wonder if anyone has any questions. I don't normally take time for questions, and I thought I'd ask.
I have a question.
I just want to say that I've seen many of you have been to Danielle's house. She's welcomed us many times and seen many of your beautiful pictures. And Danielle seems to be able to capture people's eyes like I've never seen before. The richness in the eyes, and I so appreciate that.
Oh, thanks, Cindy.
Yeah.
Danielle, I have a question. Does Tucker help Dave?
You know, he's just not very good with the ruler, so
Yeah, that was
he
my
doesn't
question.
help in that arena.
I had no idea you had such an interesting background. Oh my God, that's just so cool. All those things you've done.
It's sort of fun.
Who'd have known? Who'd have
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought I was on top of an elephant? But when I
Really?
worked at the Sacramento Zoo, I was doing the education department, and that's how I sort of got into teaching. And it all came together with this job
did.
because being able to play games with those little ones, because I have kids under the age of 6, like 4 or 5 of them, and I'm playing color games, guess what color, or number games, and it's tricky with COVID because they can't see me smile. So
Yeah.
but yeah, being a teacher helps.
Danielle,
Yes,
do you pet portraits?
Absolutely, yes. Actually, I just had a call today. I have to call him back, asking me to do pet photography for a birthday.
I'm calling you. I have Tibetan Terriers as my breed, and we bred one of our dogs and went through that adventure for the first time. So I have a mama and her 10-month-old boy, and I'd love to capture them.
I would love that. I love
great.
working with pets.
Yeah, they're
I
the
have
best.
to say hats off on that last picture or towards the end with the guy and the black lab, because black labs are the hardest dogs to
Because their eyes disappear.
Yeah. So congrats.
Yeah, you have to really have a catch light for the black lab. So that one worked out really well. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Yep, Sheila?
That was a beautiful presentation, Danielle. All those pictures and that girl is just so beautiful.
Isn't she stunning? And I've never seen myself like that. And I show, oh, is it my 2-minute warning or is it done?
No, that's your time up.
Oh, my time's up. But thank you, Sheila. I think she's pretty.
Did Tucker look like he had just as much fun with her?
He did. He did. He
Smiling
really
in the
believes
picture.
it. That's a job.
He has a job. He's
Yeah.
good at his job.
Thank
Thank
you very
you,
much, you guys,
Danielle.
for watching my presentation.
Yeah, it was great.
Danielle, that was wonderful.
Was
Thank
beautiful.
you.